Good morning, guys. How we doing? Invent Animate dropped a brand new song titled How We Used to Say Goodbye. I am stoked, and I love it what Invent Animate is doing here because this is off a deluxe version of Heavener, and I just love when bands extend the longevity of, you know, their big records or just any record for that matter with like extra songs or like acoustic renditions or reimagined versions or collaborations or EDM versions. I just love when bands do that. So I love what Invent Animate is doing here. We have a song about Irish goodbyes, so maybe that's how they say goodbye now. Maybe that's what they do. But anyway, look, I think that's all we need for chit chat. So Invent Animate, how we used to say goodbye, not an Irish goodbye, but a real goodbye. Goodbye.
I've fallen away, the cycle remains. Know that I need nothing from you. You fall in shame, unconsciously. It feels like you take me piece by piece.
Here we go, chorus. Marcus, dude, his vocals have just, they continue to impress, man. It's one of the highlights of Heavener and just new Invent Animate is just the vocals just keep getting better. Such a pleasant voice. Genty guitars are teasing, we're about to get something heavy in the bridge, that's my guess. I like the effects in the vocals with the layering and the amount of reverb. It gives it almost like a shoegaze kind of feel. Keep it going. Ooh, effects. For the outro. All right, let's talk about it. What a pretty, gorgeous song from Invent Animate, but it's expected. These guys are so good at writing pretty metalcore music, and honestly, I think I like this more than the technical stuff. Well, no, not I think, I do. I really love Marcus's vocals, and with the inclusion of, like, you know, the guitars with like a lot of reverb and even production choices to make it sound kind of dreamy and pretty and just flowy. That's what I love about Invent, Animate, Heavener, and don't get me wrong, I love the technical stuff. I think the contrast between the two is what makes this band special, but it's the softer stuff that I really enjoy. So I really do enjoy this track, but I'm going to break it down through the pros and the cons of what I liked and disliked about this song. So number one pro is lyrics. I'm going to talk about the lyrics here, even though I don't talk about it too much, because what I like about the lyrics is that they fit really well alongside the sound of the song. You know, lyrics work best when it actually fits the style of the music and it feels like it's going with the flow. So, you know, the lyrics here are kind of going over like this relationship and how it's pretty much on the verge of breaking up, or at least they've broken up. And from my gathering is like with lines like, you and I are doomed to fall apart. It feels like I don't know who you are. When it comes to relationships and dating, it takes a long time before you really get to know your partner. I think, you know, people have said like 7 months is when you start to really understand who they are, or maybe a year, or when you move in with each other, or people say once you break up with each other, that's when you get to see the real version, the other, maybe the darker side of the person that you didn't really know. So when he says lines like, you know, let me forget your name, I've fallen away, let me forget your name, because it seems like it's a bad breakup. Point is, I like the lyrics and I like how they're delivered here, especially since there's a breakdown at the end, and him saying like, let me forget your name and I'm falling away, just seems like a little bit cathartic and dark and heavy, right? So it works alongside the song. And pro number two is that, again, I do like the softer elements. Just what I was saying in the initial review is that I think these guys have honed in on something special with the more mellow vibes, with production choices, layering, vocal styling. It all feels very Invent, Animate, but I've also noticed a lot of upcoming bands that are kind of like using this style of very pretty emotional metalcore. You know, I know Invent, Animate has been an emotional band for a long time, but I just feel like stylistically and choices and production choices that they made for Heavener has really made them sound very unique in the scene, and this song is another example of that. Pro number three that I like is that outro breakdown. So having them actually do a little bit of gent guitars in the second verse or in the post chorus was a good idea to kind of give a hint to the listener that something heavy is about to happen. And if they didn't have that breakdown, it would have been a little bit of a letdown, because if they're having those guitars and maybe hints of heaviness and they didn't do it, there would be no payoff. So for them to not do it in the bridge too was also a nice way to throw off the listener, especially me. You know, I expected it to happen in the bridge, but the fact that they left the heavy section for the outro was really cool in terms of surprising the listener, but also giving them clues that it's about to happen. But also it fits the lyrics of the song too. So there's a lot of elements that make it really good. And let's move on to the cons. And psych. I just love saying, oh, things I dislike. I really like the song. No cons. My rating for this is going to be 8.4. And the reason why it's not higher is because I think, you know, Without a Whisper just hits a little bit harder for me from an emotional standpoint and for a vocal standpoint. But this is still a really solid song. And I love that they're doing like a definitive edition. So stay tuned for that, which is coming out Friday. But that is my thoughts on Invent, Animate. How we used to say goodbye. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, so comment down below. Spice up my life, guys. What you think about this song? I'd love to know. Also, if you've gone to this point of the video, haven't clicked off, then I appreciate you, man. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to leave a like during the video. But on that, tune in until next time. Peace.